Hello, Crazy Crafters! It's Wednesday, and that means it's time for Technique of the Week with Krazy Kreations.
That's right. It's one of my favorite days of the week because we get to show you something fun and exciting with products here at Krazy Kreations.
And just to give you a little hint about today's video, we are going to be showing you how to color some exotic skin and hair.
Exotic. I'd say the hair is exotic, but not the skin, okay? But my name is Kara.
And I'm Jackie.
And we are a mother-daughter team here at Krazy Kreations.
And you might notice something's a little bit different in our background today. So
yes.
we're trying out a new set. We've decorated a little bit. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. We'd also love to hear where you're watching from today.
Yes, so we will be adding more and more decor, but this is just the beginning. And it's perfect because the holidays are coming up, so we could put a lot of festivity behind us.
Exactly. We're really excited. So we can't wait to see what your thoughts are. Now, we are going to be focusing on our outline stickers, microfine glitter paper, and alcohol markers today.
Yes, and we have a sticker that I believe is not available on the web. Is that right?
It is not available.
Okay, so this is going to be one of my new dolls, but it's the headshot, and it fits on an A2 size card, which is 5.5 by 4.25. So I'm very excited to show you how we're going to color and spruce it up.
So I think we should dive right in and show you these beautiful cards that we're calling beauties today.
That's right. They are the fall and winter beauties. Let's go.
All right, so here's both of them. We actually have a twofer today.
Yeah, so I just love these. So if you notice, this one here is our fall beauty, and the sticker is called Thinking of You. But we're calling our card Fall Beauty. And if you could see, we colored her hair the beautiful fall colors of the oranges of the season, right?
Yes, and my other favorite thing about this card is it's featuring that Autumn Breeze paper collection that just came out.
Right, so this is the Krazy Kreation brand new paper, one of the papers in our Autumn Breeze paper pack, and I love it. I just love that so much. Now, we are going to show you how we put this card together, so if you're wondering how we got the fold, that's called the collar fold, right?
Yes, that is a collar fold.
And we are going to demonstrate that as well as the coloring. Now look at this one. Now we're not going to color this girl today, but it's going to be very similar. So once you do this one, you could certainly do that one. Look at that beautiful violet hair.
That's the exotic hair I was talking about. So let's hold these up a little closer because I don't know about you, but I like to see them up close and how beautiful they are. And look, my fingernails kind of match her hair.
I know, that's so true. I love that.
But look at all that sparkle in her hair from that glitter paper, and it just matches the rest of the papers perfectly.
Now this one is called that you just put down, and we're holding at the Winter Girl because it has kind of this snowy paper with this beautiful kind of glittery pattern paper, and I just love that she matches that. And what a good little card to be able to send to somebody, whether it's their birthday or a special occasion. It's seasonal.
I agree. So this is great for sending to your friends, and I like that you can just switch up the papers and the colors of the hair to change it for any season.
Yes. So shall we show how we got to this?
Okay, so we're going to do the how-to part. We're going to start with the card.
Correct.
The collar fold.
Yes. So I've gone ahead and let's just kind of move that one out. I've kind of gathered some of the pieces that we need. We are going to need our card base. Now this card base will eventually go on to a actual A2 pre-scored card that's usually white, but I just have it kind of flat so I can work with it. So this is, what are these measurements?
This is 4.25 by 5.5.
Correct. Okay, so now we're also going to want this paper. Now this paper here is what is going to peak once you do the fold. So I've gone ahead and I've cut this at 3 inches by 5.25.
Yes, and just so I can make the announcement, we're going to show how to do the fold, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
And you might want to let people know there are kits, right, at the end of the demonstration.
Yes, so if you love these card designs, you are in luck because we do have them as kits on the Krazy Kreations website. We'll talk more about those towards the end of the video.
Okay, so when you're going to do the collar fold, you have to make sure that you have a paper, that you love, and I love this paper because I personally designed this paper, so I love it.
I hope so.
But what I really like about it is you have to have a really interesting and nice back, and it kind of cannot be something that's, you know, has a line to it, you know. So
oh,
it has,
direction?
Yes, not directional, thank you. So that's why I'm using this. Now I love it because you can see both sides of the paper, right?
Right, and I like how they complement each other really well because on one side you have the white background with the floral, but the opposite side is this orange foliage.
Yeah, foliage. I'm not sure how we say that, but you and I mumbled through that, didn't we? Okay, so to get the fold, you're going to want to cut this piece 4 inches wide by 5 1/4. And the reason I'm doing that is I like to have a little bit of matting of my card base. So we're going to go 4 by 5 1/4. Now in order to get this fold, we're going to have to make a slit with our paper trimmer here. So what is half of 5 1/4, Jackie? I think it's like less than 2 3/4. So it's kind of,
it's got to be less than that.
yes, so it's in between. What's 3/4? Is that 6/8? So it's 2 5/8. Okay.
Okay, phew.
I'm helping you out with the math. Now I don't know if we could see this side of the paper trimmer, but I'm going to kind of put my trimmer because I want to measure, and there's a ruler on my trimmer. Now if you don't have this, you could use a pencil or something like that, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this measure and I'm going to see where the 2 inches is. So I can now put this down 2 5/8, and I'm going to start my cut for 2 inches. Now what I like is this part of my trimmer tells me where to stop. What do you think about that?
Sounds good. So how far are you cutting in?
2 inches.
Okay, 2 inches.
So it's half, okay? So I've cut 2 inches here. I'm going to lift this up, and we're going to see that I now have a slit, okay? All right, now this is kind of where you wish you kind of could use maybe your score buddy or something, but it's really not recommended because it's hard to get a score line. You're going to fold from this corner up to that slit. So what I kind of do is I kind of roll this, and let me turn it so you can see it on the camera. I kind of roll where that little corner is going to be, and then kind of roll this part up. And then once I have a good fold, I'm good to go. Okay, I wish I'd rolled that a little more. There we go.
Now, if you don't have a bone folder, you can always use a pair of tweezers.
Right, and that's what I'm going to do. But you could kind of see how that's just like that. And now we're going to do the other side. See, I have to kind of look at it. And you're just going to kind of use your finger here to kind of, you know, fold it. And then once you get it, just kind of roll. And then when you're happy, fold.
Crease.
Yes, crease. So here's those tweezers that Jackie was talking about. And I'm just going to use the flat end because these are our favorite tweezers.
Favorite tweezers ever.
Okay.
If you don't have a pair, you're totally missing out.
And that right there, my friends, is called the collar fold. What do you think?
I think that was pretty easy to do.
Now, do we have pop dots in here?
I'm not sure.
Let's see. Well,
Oh.
you talk.
Oh, wait, I have some.
Okay, so perfect. So what I like to do is, because I don't want these just hanging here, and I don't want them to be flat, I'm going to use a pop dot, okay?
Or a foam dimensional.
Or a foam dimensional. And I'm just going to put it right underneath here on each side, just one. And that will kind of give it that dimension.
So I have a question for our viewers today. Have you ever done a collar fold card before? Let us know in the comments. You can just simply say yes or no.
See how that just kind of goes down, yet you still have that dimension to it.
I do like that.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to tape. Now, what am I using to adhere my stuff down?
Your favorite adhesive called the Tombow Mono adhesive roller.
Right. Now you're going to take this corner and you're just going to go across that little orange piece, and it should work out perfectly for you. Look at that.
That just looks stunning with those colors and that pattern. I love it.
I know, me too. Now to just kind of spruce this up, we've gone ahead and we cut a strip. This is a 1/2 inch by 5 1/4, and we're going to go ahead and just kind of put that on the side here.
And this just kind of breaks up the pattern a little bit.
Right. Whoops, I obviously did not cut that right in my prep, everybody. That should be going all the way up to here, so I didn't measure that right.
Oopsies.
So yeah, pretend that it's perfect. That's live for you. And then I'm going to take my border sticker. Now this is called the Gold Wave, right?
Yes, this is the holographic border sticker in gold. And it is in the shape of a wave, or also it looks like rickrack ribbon.
Right.
But it's nice because you get those shiny bling little kind of sparkles on the sticker when it hits the light, and it looks like a rainbow.
I love that. Okay, so if I get this piece out, look at that. Isn't that just sprucing it up?
It really is. That just looks really nice. So now all the card needs is a focal piece, and that would be...
Well, I'm going to start by letting you put our sentiment. So do you want to talk about how we got that?
So our sentiment came from our outline sticker, which I'll show you right over here. So this is our vinyl outline sticker, and you peel the outline and stick it down on your paper of choice. So we went ahead and we peeled the Thinking of You little thought bubble and the words and put it on white cardstock.
Yeah, so a lot of people don't realize that our vinyl outline stickers can go on paper. Of course they can, and look how that just pops. We don't need the glitter paper all the time, even though that's totally fun. But just for the sentiment, doesn't that look cool?
I do like that a lot. And you don't need to use the glitter paper for that because we didn't color it or anything. So save that glitter paper.
Now, some of you who may not be familiar with outline stickers may be wondering, why is that white and the rest of this is black?
Because these have been peeled already, whereas these have not.
Yes, so actually these are called the negatives, right?
Yes.
So when you have the insides, those are left behind. They're not hooked together. We're going to show you how to peel the outline in just a moment. But you can use these negatives and maybe another design, but you're going to need a material called transfer tape.
Right, because all the pieces are separate.
Okay, so let's continue and see how we get these two remaining outlines. We'll do one onto our glitter paper.
All right, so we have our glitter paper right here, and the very first thing we want to do to it is rub or burnish with our fingers.
Now, where do you get this glitter paper?
Only at Krazy Kreations, because it's handmade by the Krazy crew. So every piece is made with love.
It is, and it is super smooth. So it's not like glitter paper that you may find in one of your crafting stores. It is totally smooth and perfect for coloring with your expensive alcohol ink markers.
Exactly, and it feels like velvet. Now that we've burnished it, you'll notice that nothing is coming off onto my fingers. And now I'm going to peel the outline sticker. So I'm going to just grab the outline of our beauty.
And you'll notice that the outline sticker comes up as one piece, so it's all hooked together.
So then I'm just kind of sweeping it across the glitter paper. And that's when you can press it down, and we'll want to burnish, but we're missing a couple elements from her face. So we're missing the eyelash, nose, and mouth. Now that nose and eyelash are so tiny, should we add them later?
No. I'll do it for you. How's that? It's super easy. So all you have to do, and this is why I love these tweezers. Do you want to talk about these tweezers?
So these tweezers are very sharp, very fine point on these tweezers. And that's why we love them so much, is you can grab basically anything with them.
As you can see, the pieces are hooked together, so you're just going to go ahead, go in and get that eyelash, and the mouth is right here. and you're just going to grab that mouth and put it there. And whether you want the nose or not, that's up to you, but that is a very tiny little piece, so we'll do that later, okay?
Okay, so the next thing we need to do is rub or burnish the sticker down.
Yes, but I'd like you to put a couple flowers as well, a large and a small.
Okay, well I'm going to use the tweezers for that.
All right.
So I'm just going to peel.
So you could use your fingernail or the tweezers, right?
Yes, either way. So we've got a large flower and then a small flower.
And then we also have some leaves.
Are we doing the leaves? Okay.
Yes, why not? It's on the card. All right, so you'll just continue to peel all the little pieces and then you rub, right? So why are we rubbing again?
We're rubbing because we want to make sure that the sticker is really sealed down. We're going to color on this paper with alcohol markers, so this will prevent any bleeding that might occur between those lines.
Okay, so that's perfect. So that is the whole process of how to get your sticker onto our glitter paper. And so for purposes of us trying to show you how the card kind of goes together, behind the scenes we've gone ahead and trimmed these out. Now you can color first and trim, or you can trim and then color, either way. So we have our girl, we have our leaves, and our two flowers, right?
Right, so we're gonna, I'm gonna actually let you color these because you were the artist behind these.
Oh, okay, I love that. All right, so shall we start with the hair?
Okay, I think that's a good idea because it is absolutely stunning. So we're gonna start with this bright orange hair.
Yes, so in order to do this hair, I actually used 4 alcohol ink markers. So I want something, I went with something very, very light, which is in our 24 pack, by the way, the YR01. And then I went to YR15, which is a little bit kind of lower medium. And then what we normally call our dark, YR18, also in our 24 set, I went there and then I finished with YR21. So this is actually the darkest, and I'll show you that the caps don't always speak the language, right, Jackie?
Yes, they're a little bit deceiving with the colors that are actually coming out of the marker.
Right. So I'm going to start with what I'm going to determine is the darkest, which is YR21. And so what you need to do when you color hair is you've got to kind of figure out in your head, where do you want the lightest areas? So if you look at this card, you're going to see the lightest areas are here and down here. And then on this side. So that means if those are going to be my lightest areas, I don't want to color anything dark there. So let's go ahead and start with our dark areas. Now you might have thought, my point, this does not look like the color that comes out the cap. So
right, it's a lot darker than the cap.
I'm going to start, and I'm only going to kind of do one side at a time. Now we all know we have dark roots, right? So I'm going to do the dark on the roots, and I'm going to kind of come down here for the dark. Now I'm going to hop over to the next, well, what do you say, the one closest to the darkest, which was that YR18. And I'm going to start at the seam.
So these are the places where there would be shadows, and now we're kind of getting into the highlight section, but we're not quite there yet.
Right. And then I'm going to go down one more color, which was YR15.
So coloring skin and hair seems kind of daunting, and I know some of us are afraid to do it just because of that. It's kind of a challenge sometimes, but this glitter paper is very forgiving, so whether you're a beginner colorist or advanced, you're going to love this technique and coloring on this medium.
Now the most important thing at this point is to let it dry. So keep moving along the hair, and we are going to come back and add some darker shadows, okay? So you need to keep moving. So keep moving means going back to dark and going along the head, right?
Yes, so remember the technique is darkest to lightest.
And you really only want to do a section at a time because I find the colors blend better if you have them wet. So now I'm going to that YR18. I'm just going to keep going down. And it's really your preference how you want to color this, right?
It is. So if you wanted to make her brunette, you certainly could. I thought this color choice was really nice to go with the fall theme and the paper.
I agree. Now one thing is I got to move a little is you want to use the side of the brush, not, you know, it's not like you're drawing or writing a letter, right?
Correct. You want to use the side just like a paintbrush.
Now you can see this area, oops, I got a little bit of orange in there. This area here is where the light is, so we're just going to kind of go in like that. And we're just mirroring side to side. Now you can correct this with an alcohol, what do you call that one? Colorless blender. Thank you. I couldn't think of it. So,
AKA the eraser.
And this is also why Jackie said make sure your sticker is down, okay? So I'm going to just finish this. I just love this live stuff when things go awry.
What do you think of Kara's coloring with the orange tones? Let us know in the comment section if you would color her the same with these oranges.
So I'm going back to my YR18. I did my YR21 a minute ago. And I'm going to come in with my YR15. Where's that one, Jackie?
Right there in your hand.
And I am going to fix her up. Never do I like anything the first time. Do you?
Sometimes I do. It just depends. But I think you're going for more contrast, so you're going to add more darks.
Exactly. Okay, and then down here, I'm going to make this dark. And there we go. All right, so I kind of gave it the first whirl, but I want to go back and I want to add that darker color. So I'm going to go back with that YR21. So important that you let this dry, okay? Because if you try to color too many times over, it will pick up the glitter, right?
Yes, and if you get the glitter paper too saturated, it will start to lift.
Right, so I'm going over, adding more shadows in here. And this is what's going to give it that contrast. What do you think?
I think that looks great. And we have some positive comments from Maria saying, great job, Kara.
Well, thank you.
And Lola says it looks like her granddaughter's hair, so she's really happy we're doing this tutorial.
Oh, well, wonderful.
We don't do redheads very often.
No, I don't know why. All right, well, you could really see the contrast coming out now. I don't know if you could see it from there, but I'm going to now go to my YR01 now. Totally important to know. Going to use the side and very lightly just kind of get any lines out here. It's so important that you just kind of use the side of the brush and you're kind of gentle, because you would even do it that way on the cardstock. Just very gentle. But look how this is coming out. Isn't that gorgeous?
I love it.
Okay, and then let's go down to the braid. All right, I'm going to add my dark.
So this is the Thinking of You Girl outline sticker. That's not available on the website yet, but stay tuned because we do have some kits to show you with the sticker inside of it.
All right, so there she is. I think that looks so great, don't you?
Beautiful.
Now we need to get rid of that orange a little bit. So I'm going to show you, because I don't know if you can see this. I'll hold this really up close, but I kind of bled into my skin a little bit. So I'm going to try to take that off and show you how to do that in case that's happened to you. Now, because it's such a dark color, it may not work the best the first time. So it's something that you may have to pick up a couple times. We're going with our colorless blender. We're going to make sure our brush is clean. And what you're going to do is try to pick this orange up. So as you can see, this color has diluted it to kind of a yellow color, right?
Yes, very yellow. but that's part of the process.
And then you have to kind of let that dry for a minute. So while we are, I am going to go to the skin tones. So what do we have for skin, Jack?
We have WG00.
All right.
And E00.
All right, so this is WG00, and I'm just going to kind of color her skin down here. And then I'm going to come back up here to this area and try to get a little bit more of this off. And that may actually be part of my shadow too, right? But look how that's coming off. Do you all see that? It's getting lighter and lighter?
Yep, it's fading away.
Okay, so it's probably going to take a few times. So I'm just going to come in here. I'm using my WG00. I can't really go any further till we get that. So I'm going to try to go over it and see what happens.
That might kind of just cancel it out.
I think so, especially when I add my shadow, right?
Right.
Okay, so there's that. So that's looking better. And then we're going to go to the EOO, which is kind of my shadow for the skin. And I'm going to come in here and I just want to add a little bit of shadow. Now, what does E stand for?
E stands for earth, which translates to brown.
So I'm just kind of adding a bit of a shadow. And then we have to blend our shadow by going back with the WG00. There we go. What do you think?
I think she looks really great. So you can see blending that skin was actually really easy to do. But I noticed that your card has some blush on her. We can't see her. There she is. She's got a little bit of blush on her cheeks.
So I'm going to use this RVOO. Now, what does RV stand for?
Red violet, aka pink.
That's right. All right. And I'm just going to put it right there. Doesn't that look good? And then I think we should go in there. And look, we're getting to the end here. Isn't that kind of cool? Now for the shirt, I did blue. So I'm going to go into our, normal 24 colors. And I'm going to use this B02 and B09. And I'm going to show you how I cut the bottom in a minute. I think that would be a question you might have for me. So I'm using B09. This is kind of her shirt.
So B09 is the darkest blue out of the two you picked out.
Right. And then I'm going to blend that line with this B02. We're just going to come in here. Again, you always go to the line where it ends and then pull it out, right?
Yes, so you're dragging that dark color with the light color and it will blend the two colors together.
Okay. And then we need to do her little hair tie there.
So we need a brown.
All right.
How about E18?
Okay. E18. And guess what I love about the Rite Art Alcohol ink markers?
They have a fine tip.
They have this fine tip, and I'm going to utilize that right there. How do you like that?
I know what you're going to say.
I know, mother-daughter. Okay, so she was all cut out, and she's looking really good. Look how cute she is. I love it. Don't you just love this?
So we are calling her the Fall Beauty.
Yes.
I came up with the name Beauty because I think that's what she is.
Well, that's cute. Now I'm going to just trim a little bit around her pigtail, but not much. But as you could tell, I just kind of want to, am I in the camera?
Yes, I can zoom out a little bit.
Okay. And I'm just going to kind of go across like this and kind of take that off. Now what I did for her shoulders was I took each shoulder kind of where it ended and I kind of went in like at an angle. And then when you kind of look at her, isn't that cool?
Yes, and then we're not going to see this part of the beauty because she's got all these flowers around her to hide that.
Right, so I'll let you color these real fast and then we'll finish out our card.
Okay, so it looks like we need a red and two reds. Let's do that one first. So I have R17 and R03. These are going to be really quick and easy. We're going to go from dark to light. So.
Almost all of it dark.
Oh, okay. So I'm just going to do the dark color. And this is also a great opportunity to use your tweezers to hold these little pieces in place, unless you're coloring them on the big sheet and then cutting out later. And then we'll go to light. And it's just for the edges of the petals. Okay. And then for the other flower, just Y10.
Yes, Y10, and then we're going to use E18 for the leaf.
So Y10 is a yellow, and we're just going to color the whole thing yellow. Now when you have such small elements, you don't need to do shading on every single one. So I just did a solid Y10. And then for the leaf we need
E18, which is right there.
E18. So again, just solid brown. It's like a copper brown. It's really pretty.
And there we go. Now you will see probably from your cut pieces a little bit of that white from the paper. So you could go around them with a black alcohol ink marker. And to do that, I'll just quickly show you what you would do is you would take your cut piece, be very careful, go around the edge just like this. And that kind of takes the white away, right?
Yes, so it will hide the edges of the core of the paper. It looks very professional.
I think we have to kind of go out a little bit. All right, so now it's time. Look, the girl's going to go there. Isn't she just gorgeous? And what I found is because we put pop dots here, we should put something on the side here. So we're going to use our pop dots again. So I'm just going to put a few. You have to remember which side, right?
Yeah, don't put them on the wrong side.
Exactly. So I'm just going to put a few right there. And then we're going to put our adhesive on the other side. That's going to kind of go over here. Okay, lift this off.
To expose the sticky part.
And then wherever you want it. So I'm thinking kind of like this. Does that look good?
That looks good. So now she is the focal point of the card.
And then let's put a couple of our little flowers on because we don't want to see that shoulder, right?
Right, we want to hide the shoulders. Let's bring that card down just a little bit. There we go.
All right. And I'm going to use my tweezers. And you know, you could put these any way you want to. I just think it, you know, this was how I wanted it, but believe me, do your own thing, right? And then this is going to go right there. And then we would make more flowers and do them on this side. Now, there's one last thing that I want to show. If you notice, the insides here have these little dots.
Yes, so this is a really cute element to add to your cards. And what are these called?
Yes, so these are the Jewelry, right, dots? And there's 4 different sizes on a sheet. Now these are not on our website. These are special buys that club members and we put in our kit sometimes. But I love them because they have really small, like micro dots. Small dots, medium, large, right?
And look how many are on one sheet.
So many. So if you go in here, and I'm going to have to hold this up to me just so I could see, is you're going to get this tiny little dot here, and then you could put that right in the middle of your flower. Oops, it went over my flower. There it is. And look how that just makes it pop.
It adds
Isn't
a little
that
bit
cool?
of bling too.
And then around here, we could use the medium size and just kind of make a little bit of a design, you know. And I just love these, don't you? And they're kind of a black glitter type dot.
Right, and they just add some interest and some, you know, something fun and blingy to look at. So if you like these little dots, you can always let us know. And I think it's time we bring the Winter Girl back on the screen so we can take a look at how they both are. Because you'll notice on the Winter Girl, we also have those little dots, but they are a glitter silver color, like snow.
Right, and same with the wave over here, right?
Yeah, we have a silver wave versus a gold wave. So we have named these. This is a Fall Beauty, and this is the Winter Beauty. So
now, I think we should notate on the Winter Beauty what colors we use for the hair because they are not found in our 24 set.
that's right. So it's a lot of really pretty violet colors. I'll put them in order here. So starting with the lightest is V01, V05, V07, and V09.
Yes, so these four you can purchase from Krazy Kreations, but those are the colors that gave us this beautiful hair color, and it was done exactly the same way as we just demonstrated with the orange, except using the violet.
Her hair is wild, but it really works with the card.
I love it. I think it's great. Now, as we said at the beginning, we do have kits. So if this is something that you'd like to try, we do have the Fall Beauty card kit and the Winter Beauty card kit. They are two separate kits, right?
Yes, but they're the technique kit. So Fall Beauty and Winter Beauty technique kit.
So are you saying you have to go to Technique to find it?
Yes, and that's the name of the product.
On our website, right?
So there's two different kits. Each kit makes 3 of the same design. So if you're buying the Fall Beauty, then it's going to make 3 of the fall. If you're buying the winter, it's going to make 3 of the winter.
And this is the sticker called Thinking of You, okay? So that is the sticker. You could see 3 girls on there.
So I think this is a great time to ask the audience, which of these is your absolute favorite?
Well, I'd also, yes, I think we should always ask what's the favorite, and I would always say both.
I know, it's so hard to pick.
But I also just want to point out that in the kit, you're going to get a full sheet of these jewelry dots.
I know, that's really generous, and you're going to love those.
Okay, so do we have a deal if they buy both?
We do.
Okay, so if you can't decide which one you like the most and you want to go for both, we have a deal.
But first, we'll tell you the individual price. So we haven't done that yet.
All right.
So each kit is $14.99, and that makes 3 and includes the full sheet of dots. But if you like both, because you can't pick a favorite, then you can buy both of the kits for $25.
Ooh, that's like saving what, $5?
It is. So all you have to do is add both to your cart, and you'll see the automatic discount. So you don't need a code. But I will say there's limited quantities available for these kits.
Yes, when we do technique kits, there is only limited availability, and these will be shipping pretty soon, like right away, because we are trying to up that shipping time, and so this one we can assure you will go out.
Exactly. So I'm going to pop back up so you can see our lovely smiling faces. And we want to thank you so much for watching this Technique of the Week video with Krazy Kreations. We can't wait to see which of these cards was your favorite. And don't forget about that deal. When you buy both kits, you save $5.
Yes, so you can look below. I believe we're going to be putting some links. And in the meantime, don't forget to do crafting. That is our therapy out there. And here at Krazy Kreations, we're trying to keep you very happy and healthy with our projects.
And I thought this was just a beautiful card design to show you all today. So if you loved it as much as Kara and I do, please give us a big thumbs up on the video.
Absolutely. So until we see you on Live Friday, my name is Kara.
And I'm Jackie.
And we will see you very soon.